Hey, it's Tesla Canuck. I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk about how it's time that Tesla brought Spotify to its North American owners. So let's talk about this. Today in North America, all the owners get a complimentary Slacker Radio Plus subscription. And let me show what that looks like. It's integrated in the console. It's not horrible. It's just, and we'll get to this in a moment, it's not a very popular service, so it's likely that Tesla owners such as myself have their music library somewhere else, and they've already dedicated a lot of time to putting together that music library. So let's take a look at the system. So first of all, disregard my eclectic taste in music. I basically like to listen to whatever, right? But this is basically Slacker Radio, and the challenge is that myself, like any other probably owner, I guess the majority, we'll talk about the facts in a moment, but you know, my music library is not in the Slacker Radio, and most people, when they go from device to device, would like to have their normal playlists, for example, that they've invested their time into. They want to take that with them, and we can't do that here because all we have is Slacker. Now let's talk about the facts. And you know, I don't want to basically slight any users of Slacker Radio who like it. Am I calling Slacker Radio Slack? Because Slack's a completely different product. So sorry if I did that. I'm talking about Slacker Radio, whatever it's called, right? But basically, in Europe, right, Tesla supports Spotify. And if we talk about the facts for a moment again, back to that, Slacker Radio announced, I think it was September of last year, there's a press release saying that they had about 550,000 paid subscribers. And I want to contrast that with Spotify and with Apple Music, just to give you a sense for the situation. So Spotify, I'm going to throw up a chart from, I think it was last June of 2018. It's kind of irrelevant, but you know, it was the closest thing I could find, or the most recent I could find. However, there was a press release recently where Spotify has indicated they have 100,000 100 million paid subscribers. And if you compare that to Slacker Radio's 550,000, you can see where I'm going with this. Apple Music, if we want to talk about North America specifically, so Apple Music has in the range of, I don't know, maybe 40 million paid subscribers based on the research that I did in North America. Spotify is a little bit behind Apple now. Apple has actually surpassed Spotify in North America. I think Spotify has in the neighborhood of 30 million paid subscribers in North America. So that means practically no one is using Slacker Radio. And I think that there's an easy fix for this, for Tesla to bring at least Spotify. I mean, I'd love to see Apple Music, Google Play Music, you know, even Deezer or something like that over Slacker Radio. You know, shout out even to your Tidal users out there. Slacker Radio is just, no one uses it. That's the fact, right? And the reason why I think, again, why this is an easy fix is that in Europe, Tesla has been offering the owners in Europe Spotify since 2015. And that means that they already have the code. They could push the software you know, to North American users. And I'm not saying to take Slacker Radio away. I think what Tesla can do here is keep the Slacker Radio as like the base option. Everybody gets that. They can stream some music, that type of thing. But if you want to use Spotify, you can use it with your own subscription, right? So this doesn't cost Tesla any money if people are just simply going to be using the Spotify integration, logging in with their own premium account that they already own. And that's what I'm driving at as a solution, because like I said, I just don't have the music that I've invested time into in Slacker Radio here, and nor do I want to, right? I just want to be able to log into my Spotify account. And again, I would love to see all of the big streaming services eventually come to some kind of native integration with Tesla's media unit here. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, you've got Bluetooth. Why not just use Bluetooth streaming, right? And yeah, you know, you can Bluetooth stream, but when it comes to things like, you know, liking a song, or like here, for example, let's look at the integration that's already here for Slacker Radio. And you know, I really don't know what this looks like in Europe, but I'm sure it's probably pretty similar just with you know, Spotify as the music service. But here you can see you can thumbs up, you can thumbs down. When you're Bluetooth streaming, you know, I think it's dangerous then to start fiddling at that level of detail with your music, because you probably have your phone, you know, down here, maybe you have it mounted up here or something, but it's not native, it's not integrated, and therefore it's not going to be as safe as simply going and pressing thumbs up, you know, on your console here. So I think it's a safety issue. If you look at the forums, for example, there's a lot of discussion about this. There's petitions that have been made. I think what we need to do is, as it says in one of the Tesla Motor Club's you know, threads on this, and someone actually created a petition and they created a template that we could send to Tesla to request this feature. I'm going to link that in the description below, and I think that we should do this. You know, if you're interested in you having Spotify instead of Slacker radio, then yeah, I think we all need to do this, because I'm just not a fan of Slacker radio. And the facts would say most people aren't either. So that's it. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a rant today. And, you know, the facts, I think, support at least making Spotify available if people want to use their own premium account. That's the way I see it. Tesla Canuck, over and out.